No, I think the key for these guys is prepare, prepare, prepare.
As we should here. Well, we've had a lot of quiet hurricane seasons. We need to be prepared. It's heating up in the Pacific. It's still very quiet in the Atlantic, but things will probably change in a few weeks' time. Take a look at our Lakewood Ranch cam, and we had some showers pass by this afternoon that skirted Lakewood Ranch and areas farther inland, but right along the coast, other than one little shower about 7 o'clock up toward the airport, it remained dry over the Suncoast. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, temperature is 78 degrees, dew point 72, humidity 81%, with a south-southeast wind. Temperatures across the state have cooled off, mainly thanks to those storms that were very numerous over the interior. 82 at Miami and Key West right now. And in our viewing area, 78 looks like a very common temperature in the inland areas, while along the coast, low and mid-80s. Behold a tutlow. I'll tell you what it is in a minute, but you can kind of see the circulation here in this water vapor image. You can see dry air, the tan color there, trying to be entrained in this earlier today, but eventually the moisture overcame it, and that's why we had those strong storms. Also, it brought in cooler air aloft, which helped those storms to become severe. We had one severe thunderstorm warning up in the Tampa Bay area. Tutlow is not Egyptian. It's not what TUT stands for. It stands for Tropical Upper Tropospheric Trough. That's a mouthful. Well, it's tropical and a trough, meaning a trough or a wave of low pressure like we get with cold fronts from the north, but it sticks up from the tropics. And it's upper tropospheric, meaning it's way up there where jet airplanes fly. And it's hard to see on weather maps below about 18,000 feet, but it can cause changes here on the surface. I don't like them. When they show up, our forecast, it just throws a wrench into the forecast. And I'll be glad when this moves on by in another day or so. Since we're looking at water vapor imagery, look at all this tan color here. This is dry air. With weather like this, we're not going to see any tropical storm development across the Atlantic basin for some time. Here's our radar image, and all the storms have pretty much dissipated across the state. And across the nation, we have a weak cool front passing over the north, ending the heat wave up there, and it's going to slowly displace that heat as it moves east the next couple of days. Look at temperatures already cooling off tonight. And tomorrow, with the Democratic Convention starting in Philadelphia, they'll have air temperatures and heat indexes around 100 to 103. That's tomorrow. And as that cold front comes further south, by Tuesday, that really hot air will be confined to the south, and it looks like that front's pretty much killing the heat wave, at least for a while. Here's our RPM futurecast for the next couple of days, showing those storms coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, which is a pretty good bet, giving that tutlow moving to the west and sending that circulation from the south. And once the tutlow is gone, we will have a return of the southeasterly wind flow, sets the stage for the Gulf sea breezes and the Atlantic sea breezes to come back like we had last week for about a week's time. And that's what we like, because it gives us late afternoon thunderstorms that cool things off for the evening. Here's your marine forecast. Light chop on bay and inland waters. The air temperature tomorrow at the beach, 89. I'm sure the water will warm up to about 89 by afternoon as well. Here's my forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy and warm. Our low temperature is 75. And the 7-day outlook shows once those southeasterly winds really kick in, we get back to the 40 and 50% chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms right on through next weekend. Dwayne, a lot like summer in Sarasota.